Hello there, everyone. My name is MarTyNi, and I've been playing some Destiny 2 lately. And I just wanted to make a little video talking about, my thoughts about my experience. Just a little bit of a background before we begin. I've tried to get into Destiny 2 two times already before. First time I got it through Humble Bundle way back at some point when it got released, not like right as it got released, but somewhere like close there, maybe like half a year in or something like that. And I was like, oh cool, I mean, played a little bit of Destiny 1, let me jump in, see if I like it. It did not grab me at all. So I don't even remember that first time that I played, so I guess I just played for a day and I was like, nope, Destiny 2, not for me, bye-bye. And then the game, Bungie went away from Activision Blizzard, or like, and they went free to play. So I was like, okay, let me check out the free to play version. And it was a little bit better. I played for like a week, I want to say. I played through Red War, and I think only just Red War. But I still, the game did not grab me. I don't also remember exactly what were my reasons for not playing more, but it was just not my time. But this time, which is Season of the Lost, if I'm not mistaken, the new season that basically just started, I went back in because I was looking for something like Destiny, but not Destiny at one point, but I just wasn't able to find it, so I was like, fuck it. Let's play some Destiny. I jumped in. Very quickly I found out that you cannot really do a lot as a free-to-play player, especially after they vaulted all of the I think it was Destiny 1 content, the Red War and stuff like that. So very quickly I found this out and I was like, okay, let me see. Can I buy this on Steam? Like, for how much does it go? Usually, let me tell this straight on, usually this is very expensive. I'm talking about the, I think it's called Legendary Edition, where you get the 3 major expansions, which is Forsaken, Shadowkeep, and Beyond Light. I think somebody has told me this goes for like $100. I don't know exactly for much how it goes usually, but it's very expensive. I bought it for, I think, $40 or 40 euros maybe. So I was like, okay, I can spend 40 euros on a game. It's okay. And I do have to say, after playing through not all of the story, I still have some things to do, but I played like the major storylines, I guess. So you basically play the main missions, I think you want to call them, and then there's a lot of like after that stuff in all of those expansions that you can go through. And so right after I finished Forsaken, the first mission, like the opening mission, I was like, okay, 40 euros, well spent. I loved it. It was very emotional for me. It was very like badass. The scenery, the acting, I guess, and voice acting, and just like the cutscenes in general, super cool. I loved it. I would not recommend buying the Legendary Edition for the full price, but as I said, for like 40 to maybe 60, if you like really want to jump in. It's definitely worth it for the 3 DLCs. And yeah, it was super fun. I went through all of the main 3 things I said, and there are a few things that I wanted to point out that were either good or bad. For the good things, I really enjoyed the gunplay. Really enjoy the scenery, like that's incredible, and the gunplay is like, I don't think there's better gunplay than Destiny has. Like, there's no other game, I want to say, that has better gunplay. And the general, like, the story missions were good. A lot of the times they rely on this like bounty. You need to like finish bounties, or you need to kill a certain amount of enemies with this certain weapon or elemental based damage type of a weapon. And that can be kind of like, okay, now I'm gonna have to use this gun even though I don't want to use it because I like using this gun. A lot of the things in the game is based around this gameplay loop, which is like kill a certain amount of enemies, or kill them with this specific weapon and stuff like that. All the bounties, all patrols, and the mission progression is kind of based around this gameplay loop where you do specific, I guess, challenges, you can call them. And you know, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad because it can get a little bit repetitive. Especially it can get annoying when it asks you to do things that you don't want to do, like use a sidearm or use a fusion rifle. I don't like using fusion rifles. It's not for me. And then they ask you to do it in Crucible, and it's like, oh, well, fuck. So am I just gonna be losing Crucible for the upcoming, I don't know, 2 days when I'm trying to finish this mission? But apart from that, the gameplay loop is solid. Like, it works. It's not the best, but it works, and I understand why it's there. And it's a good one. It's a good one. Now, I do have some points here that I want to mention. Also, yeah, the game, right as you start, it does not explain anything to you. Like, it doesn't explain how you... Maybe, like, I don't remember exactly from when I started. It was, like, a month ago. Maybe it tells you, like, press W to go forward. But that's basically where it ends. It's just, like, it doesn't explain any of the core mechanics. It doesn't explain the terminology, especially... Excuse me, especially the terminology. It's like... Kill, or... I think it's like, kill 10 enemies with a precision shot. And I'm like, what the fuck is a precision shot? And I had to actually go and Google precision shot Destiny 2 to figure out what the fuck is a precision shot. Now, if you're a veteran of Destiny, I'm sure you're like, oh, this guy's an idiot, like, precision shot, it makes sense. It makes sense to me now that I know. Like, yeah, it's a headshot, but they cannot call it a headshot because there's enemies like the Vex and stuff that have their, like, weak spot in a specific area. You know, it's not their head always. So I completely, like, I understand why it's called a precision shot, but the game never explains it to you. And it goes for all the other terminology stuff, like, it doesn't explain anything. So many times that I have to go on Google to just, like, put in a term to, like, figure out what the fuck is this and what am I supposed to do, like, what does the game want from me? It doesn't hold your hand in the slightest, like, at all. So sometimes it's good. Some people might be like, oh, I like a game that doesn't handhold you, and sometimes I feel like it's too much. I feel like they should maybe go back a little bit and try to ease the new player experience, make it a little bit easier for new players to jump in. I mean, anyone can do a Google search, I understand that, but it's kind of weird and also a little bit, you know, annoying to, like, have to go online to just figure out what the hell the game wants you to do instead of, like, figuring it out in the game, if not by, like, the game kind of showing to you. At least give me, like, a tooltip window, you know, telling me, like, oh, precision shot, that's like a weak spot shot or whatever. The next thing is that story and lore, they're kind of connected in this sense. They're very chaotic. I assume that if you have been there when the game started, you know, when the DLCs were coming out, when all of this was happening, you could just go in and, like, you could get the story piece by piece and understand everything. But if you just come in now, and you buy the DLCs and stuff, it's very chaotic in the sense that you might just see a character die in the story, but then you see them in the Citadel or the tower, sorry, or you see them in the Helm or any of that, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead, and why do you have a different name now? Or like, you know, it's super weird, and also it kind of takes away from the weight of characters dying, because you're just like, well, I know that this character is in the tower, so like they're not dead in the story, you know, like they're gonna come back, so we're good. There's no stakes on the table. And I can hear you saying like, how the hell do you go around this? Like, there's no way to do it. I guess they would have to like rebuild it from the ground up. I just know that when I played Warframe, since you're kind of just like on your ship, the devs can open up sections for you or have them closed off on like your own personal story progression. So if you didn't like, there can be a room with a specific item in there, or a factory or whatever, and you didn't do the story mission for it, you don't get to go there. And if there's certain characters that are supposed to be dead, you don't get to know unless you like play with friends and then you queue up into a dungeon or a strike or whatever they call it in Warframe, where that character is like, where the story is more progressed, you know? So I feel like in Warframe they do it much better in the sense that it's closed off because it's your own personal ship. It's not this like big city hub where all the main characters are, so it's much easier to hide all the story elements. So I feel like there's no way around it in Destiny. Maybe there is. Maybe they can like hide it behind. They can hide the characters behind specific, like in rooms where that you cannot access until you finish a certain point, and then you can go in there. Like, I feel like there are some ways they might be able to do it, but I feel like it's not on top of their list for sure. But yeah, it makes it very chaotic in that sense, the story and lore. Also, what the game likes to do at the start, it for some reason at some point it stopped doing it for me, maybe just because I was playing through the story, but every time I start up the game, for like a week, when I log in, the game just randomly throws me into a mission that I have no context for. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who the characters are that are speaking to me. I don't know why I'm there. I don't know what I'm fighting for. I don't know what's going on. And the game's just like, go. And then at first I was really confused as to like, what the heck is this? Like, why does it throw me on random missions? And then when I actually played through the story, I figured out, oh, these are probably like the starting missions for the individual campaigns. So the game kind of wants me to entice to play through it. I think the starting missions are available for free-to-play players as well. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure that Forsaken is there, and I think somebody told me that the whole campaign of Forsaken is now available to free-to-play players. I'm not sure if that's true. I don't know if that's true. I played free-to-play for like an hour, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy the full version, because like I am here for the story. I don't care that much about the playlists. Like I don't care about just like random strikes. I don't care about Crucible. I don't care about Gambit. Like in a vacuum, I like to play them, but I'm here for the story. I'm here for the lore. If you are a person like me who likes story and lore, this game is fantastic. Like, I don't remember, maybe from like back in the day when I played Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 2 was the game that like, I was fully in. I was like, oh shit, this is how the warp drive works. This is, or hyperdrive or whatever they call it. This is like, I've learned everything about that game and the lore. And from that point on, I don't think it ever happened to me, but with Destiny, now for the third time that I've jumped in finally, the story sucked me in, but especially the lore. Like, if you want to know someone who to watch lore videos about, my name is Bife, definitely. And the lore is incredibly rich. In the actual game, sometimes it's not, well, a lot of the times it's not fully there. There's a lot of like outside comics and lore books outside of the game. I feel like with this new season, maybe even the one before, they're kind of bringing it back and making it a much better experience to kind of, that you don't have to go outside of the game. They kind of try to put the story, if not the lore, also into the game somehow. And I've been liking it. It's not definitely where it should be, but it's definitely on a good course. But I've spent, I want to say, days, like for 2 weeks, every single day, I was looking up like Destiny Wiki. I was watching the My Name is Bife videos. I've uncovered, oh, this guy is this character, and these guys are intertwined in this way. And like, oh shit, all of this happened even before Destiny 1. And it like goes together so well, and there's so much rich lore. It's super cool. So if you're a person like me, story and lore is your shtick, then this game is 100% for you. You just maybe don't get to see it in game. You kind of have to see it in videos, or if you want to, you can just go yourself and go find the lore books and stuff like that and read those. But just to go back quickly about the free-to-play stuff that I was talking about, if you want to play, if you don't have the money or just are not sure if you want to spend the money on Destiny 2 and stuff like that, the free-to-play experience, you can do it. Like, I've had people come to stream who just play the free-to-play stuff, and we played together, and like, it seems like they're having a good time, or at least a decent time. But it's definitely not something you want to do long term, I feel like. So, because so many things are blocked off to you. Like, I've even had a person come to me saying, oh, I can't play this week's Nightfall Strike, which is like the hard version of a strike. I can't play it this week because the location that the Nightfall Strike is in is locked off for me because I'm a free-to-play player. So they were not able to play through the Nightfall Strike. So there can be these things. I don't know if that's intentional, or if that's just how it's supposed to be, but just be careful about that. There's not too much you can do, especially after they vaulted all of the Destiny 1 content, like the Red War and all of that stuff. There's not a lot you can do if you're not into Crucible, if you're not into Gambit, and just replaying that or just going on random strikes. You might have a hard time. So just consider, if you jump in and you're not like fully impressed, or if you're not like, oh, MarTyNi said that this game is really good, but I don't see it. Wait for a sale and buy the expansions. Like, it's gonna drastically change the way you play the game, the way you look at it, the way you enjoy it. It's gonna be so much better. Now I do have to mention though that Destiny 2 is probably, and I don't know if this has to do with just that the new season just came out, so maybe that's why, or if this is just in general, Destiny 2 is probably the buggiest game I have ever played in my life. And it's not like those funny bugs or glitches that just like a character just jumps off a cliff, or like an enemy jumps off a cliff, or, you know, like visual glitches, or I don't know. These are like mission breaking bugs. Just to give you an example, at one point I was doing this very difficult mission. By the way, I have not finished it yet because it's borderline impossible to do as a solo player, and it doesn't match you with other random people. You have to, if you want to go in with other people, you need to create your own fire team, and I just didn't get around to do that just yet. As a solo player, it is basically impossible to do. And what happened was that you go through, you know, like half of the mission, I want to say, and then you get into this point where you go through a portal and then you're supposed to hack a thing. So the enemies would spawn in and you could kill them and then you can continue. But you jump through the portal, and this happens to everyone, by the way, but you jump into the portal and you cannot hack the thing. There's no hack button. Like, you can hold the interact button, it doesn't do anything. You can try to kill the enemies that are there. It doesn't trigger it, like, it doesn't, like, it's not working. So I had to go online. I had to search for a bit. And I found out this has been going on for several years, actually. So it's not just that this new season might have brought in a lot of new bugs, but there's a lot of, it seems like a lot of bugs that are in the game for a very long time. And this is one of them. And the solution that somebody came up with, and that actually works, is that apparently, like, when you die, you get spawned in a little bit in the back before you, like, engage and go through the portal. You're not supposed to go through the portal. You're supposed to go back as far as you can go, and you get to a set of doors which are closed. You cannot go further. And there it, like, changes the location. So it says something like Real Civia. I don't exactly know the name. It changes the location. So I guess it, like, re-renders the room or something. I don't know. So you get there and you're supposed to go back, go through the portal, and now the hack option will be available to you. You will be able to see the interact button, you will be able to interact with it. It's like the weirdest thing in the world. So every time I died, I had to go back to that set of doors, then go through a portal, and, like, I probably died like 20 times before I even got there. That's something else. But the bug stands. The bug is there for many years, and it has not been resolved. And if you do not find this thread that I saw, it seems like you will just not be able to finish the mission. It's very annoying. It's very annoying. And also, if you go back to the set of doors and then you turn around to go back to the portal, everything just goes, like, super dark. It like, everything loses light, like the shadows don't render correctly. It's super weird. But there's a lot of bugs like that. Not like that super mission breaking bugs, but there's a lot of them that just kind of, they're a pain in the butt at the end of the day. Like, they can really sour the experience for you a little bit. It's not like it doesn't break your game, it doesn't crash the game, and it seems like for any major bug that I've seen, you are able to find a solution of how to continue forward. But yeah, another example, we were just going through a random strike, and there's this set of doors. Well, sorry, there's a door in the middle, and there's a set of I don't know, like cube things right next to it, and you're supposed to kill one of the big enemies, and he's gonna drop a core. You take the core to the cube, you throw it in, and you need to do it for the both of the cubes. But what happens is that it happened twice to me already. I think what happens is if you have the core in your hand and you go to the cube to put it in, but you get killed in the process of the animation of you putting it in, it bugs the whole thing out. And so it starts to appear as if you were able to put it in, like you put it in, it starts to glow and shit like that, but the actual door does not open. And you cannot just pick the core back up and plop it in. It doesn't give you the option to afterwards. So the only thing that I found out how to go around this is just kill yourself and the rest of your fire team. And that will restart the mission and you can try again. So it's just these like weird bugs that kind of just sour the experience. Not all of them are like this bad, but there's enough where I'm just like, this is like, I don't know. I expected better from Bungie, to be honest. I don't know why, but I just did. Or maybe not from Bungie, but from Destiny. You know, Destiny has been around for so long. I was just like, I would think that they had this figured out by now. Now, a few other things that I want to mention. One of them is that if you decide to jump into Destiny, whether it's a free-to-play player, but especially if it's if you buy all the DLCs, the Legendary Edition or whatever, please be careful of just doing the grind and going after the shiny things, going after the weekly stuff, going after the pinnacle gear. If you don't know Destiny, then you're probably like, what the hell is pinnacle gear and what are you talking about? That's not important. Just be careful about doing the hunting the shinies, hunting the best gear, going for the trying to do all the things that is on weekly basis before it resets. I actually fell into the scam for a week or so, and I had to take a break from Destiny because I was getting very quickly burnt out. Because like I got through the story, the main story bit, and then it's just like, go kill 100 opponents on this planet, go kill 10 opponents with a precision shot with a solar weapon on Europa, and like all of this stuff. And there's all these weeklies in every single category. So like you have a weekly in Crucible, you have a weekly in Gambit, and sometimes even multiple ones. And my mentality was, okay, I'll go through all the weeklies. After I'm done with the weeklies, I will do the things that I want to do. Please do not do this. And if you notice that this is the thing that is happening to you, please be wary and try to get out of this mentality. Because it's very unhealthy, in my opinion, at least. Do the things that you want to do. Do the things that make you happy. Do the things that you want to do in the game that you enjoy. The weeklies don't matter, especially if you just are starting out. The weeklies do not matter. You will just gradually get better gear as you go through the story, as you go through the things that you want to do. It doesn't even have to be the story. Just do some bounties. If you just want to play Gambit, go play Gambit. Get the bounties if you have to. So you're like not losing stuff. But please do not try to min-max and like, because there's a lot of vendors like scattered around the different places, and it's like, I need to take this bounty, and I can do this bounty when I'm doing this playlist, but I can also, for this playlist, I can also take these bounties, and when I'm there at that location, I can also do this weekly challenge. No. Take it easy. Do the things that you want to do. Use the loadout that you want to use. And once you get comfortable, once you're like, okay, I've done the story, or I've done the things that I want to do, slowly dip your toes into doing the weeklies, and dip your toe into like maybe min-maxing or just creating a loadout, and just figuring out like, oh, this legendary goes well with this exotic, that goes well with this weapon, you know, all of that stuff. But just take it easy. Take it easy. That's my big point, because I was getting very burned out quickly on the game, and I feel like a lot of other people, when they say they don't like Destiny 2 or that they are burnt out with Destiny 2, I feel like this is the main reason why it happens. You just get sucked in because the game is kind of built upon that. It's like, oh, shiny, you know, and our fucking monkey brain is like, let me go get that. Try to steer away from that. And the last thing that I want to tell you before I go, to make your time with Destiny easier, if you decide to jump in, please use an item manager tool. You can either get one for your phone, that's what I started with, or you can just use one in your browser, depends probably on what platform you're on. So basically, just so you would understand what the item manager tool is, it's basically an app, that the main thing that it does is that it takes everything in your vault and on your person, and you can easily like, oh, this thing is in my vault, let me just throw it on my character. So you do it in the app, and it will just automatically do it in real time in the game. Like, you want to switch gear, you don't have to go, because normally to get access to your vault and to like change stuff that are not on your person, you have to fly to the tower, or get to the orbit, fly to the tower, go to the vault, then get some stuff from the vault. Also, the vault window, it's so chaotic. Like, the things are just thrown in there. There's no like sort this by power level, or sort this by blue, like the rarity, or sort this by it doesn't even sort it by the different weapon categories. So you have kinetic weapons, you have energy weapons, and you have power weapons, I think they're called. And it doesn't sort it in any way like that. It just throws it on there. So just for that, and I feel like it's actually why they did this, is download an app, or just go to your browser, use an app in the browser, like a web page that is an item manager tool. You can also use the Destiny 2 like an app companion. They have their own. I mean, it looks okay for like a beginner. Very quickly you will learn that you should maybe use one of these third-party ones, because they're much better. But yeah, you can use Little Light, which is the one that I used when I started, which lets you create loadouts. So you can say, oh, I want to make a loadout just for Crucible. So I'm gonna put in this weapon, this weapon, this weapon, and I want to put on this gear and like this one exotic. And then you save it, and then when you decide I want to play some Crucible, you just press a button which says equip this loadout, and it's gonna take all the things if you have them in the vault or on your person, and it's gonna put them on your person and like change it all up so you're ready to go. It's a very, very powerful tool that makes your day so much easier. So you can start with Little Light. It also gives you some, like, if you get a good roll on a weapon, it will show you like this weapon is really good for PvE, or this weapon is really good for PvP. And that really helped me out to kind of not have to think about it that much, like, oh, should I keep this weapon or should I get rid of it? Like, what do I do with this? What weapon is good for Crucible and stuff like that? So you can use that. Very quickly also, like a week or two afterwards, I switched over to Destiny Item Manager. So it's destinyitem-manager.com, which has... first of all, it's better for me because I'm playing on PC and I can just like Alt-tab and do it there. And it has more functionability. Yeah. You can, there's like a loadout optimizer, so it can tell you, oh, I want higher resilience, so this is the loadout that you should use and stuff like that. It's better in my opinion, but if you just want to stick to Little Light, you can do that. It's a little bit buggy, which was another reason why I switched over. Sometimes it doesn't switch the weapons over, or sometimes it just fucks up. It doesn't update properly and stuff like that. So sometimes it gets a little buggy. So use an item manager tool. And also, for those of you who do not know, you can use the Destiny app companion, like their official app on your phone, to grab bounties if you're in orbit or in the tower, in like specific locations, but especially in the orbit. So if you're playing the game, you don't always have to go back to the tower to pick up your bounties and stuff like that. You can just do it in the orbit through the app. You're just like, oh, the gunsmith, let me get all the bounties here. I'm gonna go play Crucible, let me grab all the bounties from the Crucible. And you don't have to like, it's gonna save your time, okay? And yeah, I think that's it when it comes to my thoughts and telling you how I enjoyed the game or what I don't like, and also for new players to kind of help them figure out if Destiny is something for them, and like if you should play it and like what to look out for and stuff like that. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, maybe even subscribe. And you can also jump into my streams that I do on twitch.tv/MarTyNi every Tuesday and Thursday, starting from 6 p.m. GMT +1. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed yourself, hit that like button, and if you didn't, hit that dislike button so I know to do better for next time. Also, consider subscribing to the channel, and better yet, hit that notification bell to never miss a video in the future. Most of the things I post or talk about here happen on my Twitch channel, so if you want to be in on the action and discussion, join us at twitch.tv/MarTyNi. Bye for now.